She's just a couple of weeks along. Set up for the 2 rabbits that we got today, and we'll introduce you to those here. Heavy snows or rains or things like that. So tripods and camera equipment. That's for that on New Zealand, and so that's kind of what All right, everybody. Well, this is the debut video. Not quite how I pictured it going, but just so you guys are aware before I go any further, Sarah, turn that camera there. You guys can see she's the one holding the phone, all right? It ain't me. All right, I'm driving. All right, 2 hands up. No, just kidding. So I am driving, she's holding the phone. But anyways, we're back, and it's been a long road getting here. We're not completely back, but Barking Squirrel Homestead is starting from scratch, and today we are getting our first critters, and we thought we were going to start with chickens, but I found a really good deal with this lady south of Springfield. She's out of Rogersville area. She's meeting me at Menards, and we're going to pick up 2 rabbits. One of them, they're both does. Both come from 2 different families, but one of them is already pregnant with her 2nd litter. She had 1 litter of kits and had 9 in it, and all perfectly healthy, and she raised all of them. They all survived, did really well. She was a good mama, so that bodes well, and so we're excited about that. But she's already pregnant again with her 2nd litter of kits, and so she's just a couple of weeks along. We would have been concerned about getting her if it was closer to her due date, because moving and jostling rabbits can kind of cause some difficulties, problems there, and so we didn't want to cause her stress. So, but she's early enough in it, I think we'll be safe getting her. But we're gonna pick these 2 rabbits up and take them back and get them situated in their new homes and get them set up with all their feed and some hay and everything for them. But when we get to that point, we'll show you that, okay? Okay, guys, we're back. So we picked up a few things, few supplies, having to restock. We had some stuff left from when we had rabbits before, but we kind of sold everything as one big bundle for the most part, and so we picked up a few things so that we could get set up for the 2 rabbits that we got today, and we'll introduce you to those here in just a little bit. We've got 1 cage already set up. It's one we had previously, and there's a water bottle and the feeder for it. We've got feeders inside on that one there. We got a new water bottle for it, so we're going to put that on. And then we picked up some tarps. As you see by the way we designed this cage, we've got an outer cage here, and this is to keep our dog from getting inside there. But over there is going to be the chickens. Here is our rabbit pen, and the chickens will be able to go underneath the rabbits and scratch everything out that they put down. And that runs the length there. We'll have 2 more cages back over that way that we'll be able to expand once we get a buck and start breeding further. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to get this other water bottle mounted on this cage, and then we bought a tarp. This roof cover gives them a lot of protection, but what we're going to do is across this front, we're going to run a tarp down the front of it and roll up the bottom of it with that piece of trim board there. That's just some brick molding that I have left over from a project. We're going to roll it up in the bottom of that and then put Velcro straps down on the bottom run there, so it'll be screwed in across the top, and then we'll roll it down and we'll be able to run Velcro around it at the bottom board to hold it. And so that'll be for really bad weather. They'll do pretty good. Rabbits do really good till well below 0. But as long as you get the wind off of them and they stay dry. So the tarp is to keep blowing rains from coming in. This is facing the north So we want to make sure any blowing rains coming in from any direction is going to be kind of protected. Eventually we'll put some wood or metal up on the ends here to be able to cover those. But for now we're going to run this tarp, and that way that'll stay up most of the time. Pretty much all year round it'll stay up, rolled up, but it'll be there so that we can roll it down and strap it in case we have blowing winds or heavy snows or rains or things like that. So anyways, watch along. All right, guys, so the work's done. I apologize you couldn't see a lot of it. I am still collecting my tripods and camera equipment and everything like that. So for now, apologize, the videos aren't that great, but bear with me, they will get better as we go along. But I want to show you guys kind of the finished product. We've got a bale of alfalfa 2 hay over there. We'll actually be getting some dry storage for that. We're going to use that frame over in the corner for that. We just got to build out the dry storage for the hay. Of course, there's way more than these girls will ever eat, but I wanted to have it for them to eat, especially this one. This is nutmeg, That was the name she was given to us. She is the one that's already been bred on her second litter I was telling you about. So Nutmeg is about 2 days into her pregnancy. So I'll put some hay up in the nesting box there, and she'll be able to eat it. She can use it for nesting. As she gets closer to birthing her kits, we will put more in there and let her build her own nest. As you can see, the food is here and the water is here. Over this one, we put the water here, and then there's food dishes in the back. This one we haven't named yet. This is a new one. She is not quite old enough to be able to have babies, so we're gonna have to wait a few months before she'll be able to have babies. Probably another 2 months, I'm guessing, from what I was told. So we did put a little bit of hay in there for her to eat, and then a nesting box just for her to be used to it, being in her home. However, not introducing anything new when it's time for her to have babies. Nutmeg is a full-blood New Zealand, and she is registered. She's pedigreed. This one is pedigreed, although we do not have papers. We were not given any, but mom and dad were both full-blood sables, which sables are new to me. I'm not familiar with them. Sable is what sired Nutmeg. So we have New Zealand crossed with sable that will be her kits, but this is a full-blood pedigreed sable rabbit. And so that is, we like to stay in the meat rabbits, so we're going to stick with the sables, the New Zealand, we might get into some Flemish giants or some Californias. We'll stay with that. We do meat rabbits. We raise these the babies up and butcher them, and go through the whole process of pedigreeing and creating a full rabbitry with a bloodline and everything that we can track. And so that's what we do with them, or what we had done. That's what we'll do again. So we've got room here. We'll be able to spread out and put 2 more cages. The next cage we build will be for the kits that come off of Nutmeg. When she has them and they get up to about 4 to 5 weeks old, we'll move them into their own cage, let them finish out in there, and until we can butcher them, which usually is between 8 and 12 weeks, is somewhere in that time period that we butcher. They're about the right size for that on New Zealand's. And so that's kind of what we're doing. We put a galvanized trash can over there. That's what we use for our feed bins. And so we just leave the sack like that. We'll push it down and then put a lid over top of it. Stay plenty dry, won't be any problem. You can see up here, this is where we put the tarp I was telling you about. You might be able to see a little bit of that footage of us making that, but there's just a piece of that trim rolled up inside the tarp, and then these Velcro straps hold it up in place. When it's time for us to put it down for bad weather, high winds, cold temperatures, snow, blowing rain, that kind of stuff, we'll let the Velcro down and drop those, and they'll go all the way to the ground. So it'll create warmth around them. And then underneath here, this is where all their manure will fall and their urine. And we will put, you can see already, grass clippings go in here, leaves go in here, dead sticks, leftover vegetable produce, eggshells, all that stuff goes in here. So this becomes a mulch pile for us. And the chickens will, once they get in here, will be able to come through and they'll scratch it all out and everything, keep it turned for us, but it will burn down, and that puts off heat. And so with that tarp down, if it's really cold weather, it gets down to, below 10 degrees, we'll come out and put these tarp down, and it will keep the heat in for these rabbits. And so they'll be able to stay plenty warm. So anyways, that's our video for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys.